Welcome to Techbytes with TechNext. Here, we bring to you a brief roundup of everything exciting about the tech space across Africa and indeed the entire globe. From startup announcements to new inventions and the latest buzz on the social space. We will be sharing industry important highlights and exploring the news within the news. We will also be bringing industry experts to share opinions about major news for the week. And most importantly, watch out for our exciting future for this week. We are sure it will be an exciting session you won't want to miss. Let us begin.
What's up, people? You're welcome to Techbytes with TechNext. We're set to bring to you everything exciting about the tech space in Nigeria, across Africa, and indeed the entire globe. My name is David Afolayo, and I have with me our foundational tech bro, Danny.
Hello, world, Alpha.
All right, so this past week has been an exciting one. It's a Children's Day celebration, and for a lot of companies celebrated Children's Day, a lot of countries, even churches. So for us at TechNext, we did a Tech Teen series where we showcased teenagers that are doing exciting stuff in the tech space across Africa. And that was a very exciting video to watch. Today we are going to be continuing that conversation. We are going to have some teenagers join us on the podcast, and we'll be talking about the beautiful things that you are doing in the space. Dami, what do you think about that, actually?
I think it's amazing that more young people are getting into this space and they're doing amazing stuff. Yeah, it means that in the next couple of years, we'll be having these people at the helm of our affairs in big tech companies. I mean, companies that they've also founded will be big at the end of the day, and they'll probably join bigger companies, and it will be like the next India kind of vibe where we have CEOs from Nigeria at these big companies. So
great. So for today's podcast, we'll be having Michael, Abigail, and Claire join us for an exciting conversations. But first, we are going to be taking you around the world of tech. We're going to be sharing exciting updates from the global tech space, and that is around the world of tech in 10 minutes. So let's get to the first story. Starlink. Elon Musk Starlink, a satellite internet constellation company, is here in Nigeria. We saw a tweet by one of the world's richest men sometimes last weekend, saying that the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has approved for Starlink to operate in Nigeria. So people are excited about quality premium internet coming, but there are also conversations about the pricing. So what do you think, Dami?
quality, yes. I mean, but why? it would change the game. I mean, we have more low Earth orbit satellites, internet services coming on. I mean, one was just launched in Ghana recently, and stuff like that. I think it would change the game. It would keep telcos, the traditional telecoms and fiber guys on their toes, but at the same time, you would have to deal with the costs. And ideally, really, no new technology is always cheap when it comes in. It's always very high.
At first. I remember when MTN and the others came out, people were buying SIM for 50,000,
exactly.
30-something thousand. So what you think is at some point the price is going to go down?
Not really go down, but at some point the price would even out. So it would be like you're buying the 5K data and stuff like that. Because
coming in, people are estimating that the price for getting a Starlink, apart from installation cost, is about 50K monthly.
Yeah, $99.
And that's quite a lot.
I think they're even looking at new pricing. New price will be like 110, but they've not started running that yet. They're still doing with the 99. And getting the whole kit installation is like 500 and something.
1,000 naira.
No, dollars.
500 and something dollars. So that's about 300,000 naira. That's quite a lot of money. So quite a lot of people don't understand what the satellite internet system is like. So it's not like our regular telcos where companies will have to start digging everywhere and putting in fiber to connect spaces, and they will announce, we now have 4G in Akwa Ibom, we have 4G. So it's going to be from the space.
From the space.
It means everywhere can be covered just almost immediately.
Yeah. And that's another amazing thing. And that's another amazing thing for the tech thing, because you can literally use it from anywhere. Anywhere in the space, like anywhere, even from the village.
So at the moment, Starlink is in 32 countries across the world. We reported sometimes last year that Starlink is approaching the NCC for a license, and that has come in now.
That was very fast. When money is
you're
certainly. This whole conversation started last year.
Yeah, and here we are. I also think if the company is ready, oftentimes people get licenses when they are not ready. Think about the 5G. MTN is already running to have theirs ready by August.
I mean, when we had the spaces.
Yeah, but we don't even know when Mafab. We don't even know what it do.
Who is Mafab?
All right, so let's go to the next story. Meta COO has stepped down. She's stepping down after 14 years. Her name is Sheryl Sandberg. I've always heard his name for many years. Right? She was the chief operating officer at Facebook or Meta for a long time, and now she's going to be stepping down as the chief operating officer, but she will still remain as a board member. 52-year-old. Just to know that Sheryl Sandberg was working with a consulting firm, McKinsey, before she joined Meta. What do you think about that?
I think the story of her even joining Facebook was interesting. She was at a birthday party where she met Mark and everything, and someone said something on Twitter like, it's not good, it's not the best. I mean, like, it's not the only thing to have to be smart. You also have to have people that can invite you to parties where you can get to know people. Because come on,
imagine the kind of party that she must have
exactly
met. Exactly. Party.
But that's interesting. She says she's stepping down to focus on her foundation and her philanthropical efforts. So
too much money.
I mean,
once you get to a point in your career, you just have to think of
that's good.
The next
retired.
thing to do.
Okay, she's on 52. Maybe we have a 40.
40 in Nigeria. People will now be asking, show lobby. So, I mean, one credit that she has was her joining Facebook really made the team to start thinking about how to monetize what they had. And
I think they IPO'd after, right?
Yes, even before the IPO, when Mark and the other guys started Facebook, they just wanted something cool, something techy, beautiful. But we know that having Sandberg on the team brought about the financial direction, and we saw Facebook starting to monetize, really creating a lot of system to really work their ads platform. And before we know it, Facebook was making a lot of money.
I mean, one of the biggest, in fact, the biggest, okay, maybe I said Google, one of the biggest platforms in the world.
She was made a board member in 2012 after they did their IPO. And because she was a board member, she was given some shares, and all of a sudden she became a billionaire.
She also like increased the maternity leave. That's another interesting
maternity
thing. Women in tech.
All right, so the next story is Google TV. Google TV is coming to Africa. So you guys have heard about all forms of TV. Here we have Airtel TV, Apple TV, and the rest. Now there is Google. And the thing about Google, when I hear the word Google, it always brings mass to my head, like the majority of the population, because not very many people use Apple as much as you have a lot of people using Android. So Google has created its own TV in 2020, low key, not so much announcement. A year later, it's extended to 14 countries in 2021, Canada, India, UK. And now Google just comes out to say we've expanded to more countries, over 100 countries, including Nigeria. 32 countries in Africa.
That's amazing.
So we have Google TV in Africa. We have Google TV in Angola, in Benin, in Botswana, Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, Gabon, Mali, Mauritius, Namibia, Niger, Rwanda, Senegal, South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. Okay,
so we're launching with South Africa at the same time.
Everybody.
Nice.
So no Ghana is bigger than Nigeria. We are all starting at the same time. It's exciting. So, what can people do with the Google TV?
I mean, it allows you to access movies and shows from services like Netflix, HBO Max, Prime Video, Disney Plus. I think one exciting thing about it for me is the fact that it's like a chronicle of movies from this platform. So you don't have to do these separately. You could just do Google TV and you get, I'm sure it will not be all the shows, but selected shows from all those platforms. Which is
so
nice.
it's like a DSTV for
Exactly.
online streaming platform.
Exactly.
So instead of you downloading an app for Netflix, for HBO, for Max,
Apple,
Prime Video, you have everything somewhere like DSTV, so you can just watch sports, you can watch football.
You can select what you want to watch.
Fantastic.
It makes sense. Hopefully when they launch, I mean they've launched already, but they'll have the new what's it called? That new HBO Max series. The spin-off of Game of Thrones, so I can subscribe and watch.
So yeah, I mean Google said it has already 100 million downloads. That's a lot. So don't be late to the game, guys. Check it out. Finally, Terra 2.0 kicks off. And for those of you that have been following our podcast for a while, you realize that we've had a lot of conversations when we had a significant dip in the crypto space.
Yeah.
And we've heard experts on this podcast talk about Terra. Terra was responsible.
House of Terra.
Yeah, if you want to know the inside of that story, go back to listen to our podcast 5 and 6, where we had interviews with experts on the House of Terra and the pains and the wailings of the Bitcoin investors. So Terra once went on a redemption drive. They wanted to launch Terra 2.0, hopefully to correct the pains of Terra and Luna 1.0. But the kicking off did not kick off well. Because I mean, when they launched at $17.8 for each Terra.
Yeah.
And the thing has crashed by over 68%, about $6.09. And
I think
it's crazy.
It only went to like 17, then it went to 9, and over time it has dropped now to 6. It's crazy. I think it's the market really dealing with that Dokon guy, like Baba, it's enough. But the people I'm paying for is the people that believed in the vibe
and buying it
and invested again.
But someone said that when people first bought Bitcoin, was it Bitcoin? Ethereum. Yeah, he said when he first bought Ethereum, it was like $200 for a long time, and next thing everything went to about $4,000, and he had become a billionaire. So he's saying that if you buy Luna now and
can keep it. Okay. I mean, if you have money to buy, please buy. No financial advice.
Do your own research.
Exactly.
But the South Korean government has
launched investigations.
Is launching investigation into Dokwan, but also saying that they need to create a mechanism to ensure that innovators in the future wouldn't just create platforms like this, take a lot of money from people, and they say, guys, that's crash.
Yeah. I know the UK and Canada are also looking at regulations for stable coins that are pegged against the dollar. So yeah, I'm sure they're working on that. They're working on a crypto body for next year too. So that's a lot of thing. We might see it's like really impacting the whole crypto space, and it's depending.
We'll be watching. And be sure that we'll be giving you updates. Yeah, so guys, we have been around the world of tech in 10 minutes, and that is exciting. Ideally, we're supposed to share with you basketballs from the social media space every time.
In politics,
but this time it has always in politics. And yesterday was just the wailing of the JB. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's still an ongoing conversation. I'm sure that by next week we'll be certain who is the candidate.
And we can begin to explore their tech thing, their tech angle. It's very important.
Yes. We know some of the aspirants on the political parties share their manifesto, but they are not really important to us because they've not won. Right? But we are certain who is going to be the candidate of the PDP. We are looking out for who is going to be the candidate of the APC. So we have
Labour already too.
So it will be exciting if we can speak with any of them on this podcast.
I think the Labour guy is always speaking anyway.
All right. So now to our interview of the day. Today we'll be having an exciting conversation. Like I said, we'll be looking at tech things, celebrating kids doing wonders in the African tech space. Celebrating kids doing wonders in the African tech space. I mean, the tech space in Africa had really gone from talking about some elusive big companies into day-to-day innovations that are affecting lives of regular Africans. In those years, working in tech, being an engineer in tech is just like going to school to study mechanical engineering and getting to work in an oil company or something. But now, that process has been demystified. And a lot of people are seeing it as something that you could do on your own from the comfort of your house, and that you could teach kids and learn from when you were young. And we have stories of people across the globe that self-trained themselves and have become something big. I saw a picture of Elon Musk many years ago when he was trying to repair a car, trying to tweak his own car. And the mom said perhaps this was when the idea of Tesla came
into
from.
his head.
Yeah, so we also know that Mark Zuckerberg did a lot of tweaks with computers before he started Facebook on his own. So we have some young people in Nigeria who also have that experience and who are presently doing some exciting stuff at very young age. Sometime when very many Nigerians are still thinking of writing going into school, and people are not even sure what they want to do. Yeah, so you want to do medicine, you landed in biochemistry, you landed in microbiology,
and after you land in a bank.
after all of that, you now be doing marketing. So, but we have people who already know what they're about to do, and on this call we have Michael Nwuju. He's 17 and he's a software engineer.
Wow.
Imagine. And we have Abigail. Abigail is 16 and she's a cybersecurity expert. Michael, can you hear us? Okay, great. So Abigail, tell us, how did you find your way into tech? Can you remember your first encounter with whatever tech is? Can you describe your first encounter with tech? How did you get into tech?
Okay, thank you. I knew about tech in 2018 through my older sister, who is a web developer and UI/UX designer.
Okay, so how did the introduction go? Was it that she brought a system to you? She told you about a job or what?
She attended a summer boot camp in 2018. Okay. So part of the things she said, I also like learned the field.
You attended the boot camp with her, or you were going through her notes when she came back home?
Yeah, I was going through her notes, like kind of, and also like looking at us.
Oh, that was exciting. Secondary learning. Michael, how about you? How did you get introduced to tech? What was your first encounter? Can you remember?
It was like he came to school one day and he brought this CMS to school called WordPress. Right, he brought WordPress to school and then he was explaining to us what WordPress does and how it builds a website without code, right? And then, funny enough, only me had interest in it. I actually enjoyed it. I had interest, as in I was caught with the idea that it's really cool, right? And then that's where I believe that's where it all started from. The whole tech thing started from.
Okay, so going on from there, Abigail, how did you develop the interest after your encounter with your sister's bootcamp notes? What did you do next?
Okay, after that, then the next year, 2019, I attended the same bootcamp. Yeah.
You went back to the same bootcamp she went to?
Yes, like the next year, 2019.
Okay. And so, what difference did that bootcamp make for you?
Yeah, I learned like different skills in tech, like animation, web development, social media management, photography, IT security. But I got interested in coding, cybersecurity, and photography. the boot camp changed my life. And from that boot camp, I got a laptop. Yeah, towards the end of the boot camp, we thought to like come up with solutions to problems in our community, and yeah, I came up with a solution to lack of practicalized education in Nigeria. Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. How did that go? What solution did you come up with, and did anybody use it?
Yeah, building a mobile app, yeah, and using like a virtual machine to like carry out practicals in class.
Okay, is that mobile app still functional as we speak?
No, it was just an idea then. Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting journey, Abigail. Michael, how about you? After your exposure to the WordPress lecture, how did you develop your interest in tech?
All right. So I began with like doing WordPress. So I started to learn WordPress on my own. I was doing it for fun at the time, but then I couldn't do that much because it was my final year. Right? So I had to like write exams, like WAEC and stuff. They all came up, and so they all like it started the process. So I literally stopped tech like for a long time. I was just pre-reading rental school, right? We went on to 2021. I finally did the whole thing, post-semi and stuff, and then I didn't get the admission, sadly. So, yeah, I mean, I remember the results came out like March, and then I waited for like 2 months, April, May, nothing. I didn't see nothing. And that same year, last year, I couldn't write UTME as well for some very funny reasons. And so that year was gone for me. I knew that year was gone for me. I couldn't go to school. Because all my friends went to school. All my friends went to school, right? Except for me. So I decided to go back, and I told myself that, okay, let me learn how to code so that I can prepare myself for when I get to school and ace my programming tests or programming exams, because I was really into computer engineering. I went to study computer engineering in the University of Lagos. So I started learning how to code like this day last year ago, like 3rd of June last year, right? I started learning how to code, and then I started coding every day because I actually enjoyed coding. I remember doing the challenge my front-end mentor, right? And I was like, for every week there's a new challenge. I was doing every challenge every week, and it was fun, really. And that's where the whole interest began, because I could solve problems with code, right? I could find something important, something cool with computers. Before it was just games and tests and all those things. But now I can actually do something cool, and it was fun, right? It was really fun for me. And then that's where it all began. It was June last year it all began. Although I was introduced to tech way before, but I never said anything serious with it because of the exams and all. So last year I started the real coding, the real deal. It was fun.
That's exciting. So are you still following up on your admission to the University of Lagos now, or has that process been completed?
I'm not in school, literally, and it's very funny because I haven't applied again this year. Because deep down in me, I don't want to go. Like, right? I don't want to go. Right? Deep down, I don't want to go. But then, but the society is there, right? My mom is there, and she's on my head. She's like, you have to go. And I'm like, okay, fine. I have to go. I'm applying again this year, right? And up to now, I've not even seen my results, my UTM results. Very funny. And they said that it's most likely because I may have, the center I went to, my exam, I have completed exam malpractice, and so everybody there is messed up, everybody there is affected because of that. Yeah, and so very funny. I'm like, at this time that I won't study in school because I don't study here to start with. if I have to study, if I have to go to school, then I really hope it's not in Nigeria, because Nigeria is really, really, really in need.
Okay, so I mean, that's an exciting story, Michael, right? A lot of people have this similar experience with you. They've gone into tech while waiting for admission, and along the way they discover their purpose and they think it's deeper than going to the university, which is very, very relatable for a number of us who've had a similar experience. Yeah. So, but now, looking back at those 2 years and the experience of your friends, ASO strike and all, do you really think you've missed anything? And concerning education, what will be your next plan?
Okay, so great question, really good question. So I don't think I have missed anything because I don't see education as going to a school. I don't think education is limited to that field, right? Just going to school. And then I think education is broad, right? And there's so many resources out there, right? Even what and sad story, right? Sad thing. Even the schools we want to go to, right? Their curriculum, their syllabus is actually kind of old, right? It's old, and that's sad, really. It's very old, and so the resources out there, they're like, just open your YouTube app, really. Like there are a lot of things out there to learn, and you don't even need to attend. The only reason why many people, I believe, are going to school right now, just to sad truth, just to get the paper, because they still believes that okay, one day in the future we will need this paper. But deep down, that thing other than learning in school, you can actually like learning right now in any boot camp, like Abigail said, or even in any. You can just like I literally learned coding from YouTube. I did not go to any like school dedicated to coding.
Wow.
Like
So-
I was on my own at home. I was learning coding.
Wow. So
Yeah.
so your coding skill is self-taught.
yeah. Actually, I'm self-taught. Yeah, I didn't go to any school. to learn
Wow,
coding.
that's fantastic. I feel like clapping now. Okay, so Abigail, despite the challenges with school, and I know I don't know what your educational status is, but how have you been able to manage your passion and these other pressures?
Sorry, what's the question again?
Okay, so I'm just picking off Michael's experience. I'm asking, I don't know what your educational status is, but how have you been able to manage the pressure of following your passion in tech and the education system, family pressure, daily life experience, and all? How have you been able to manage those conflicting pressures?
Okay, yeah, so I graduated high school last year. Okay, and at some point when I was in high school, I had to like pause school. Yeah. So I could like study for my senior year exams and also improve. But that did not like kill my interest and passion. I continued coding like during the holidays, and I also like got to engage in global competitions. Yes.
That's interesting. Yeah, Dami, you want to ask a question?
Okay. So you've been coding for 2 years. What's been like your biggest challenge in the years of practice? Like since you started coding or learning to code and gotten a job, you've been creating solutions. What's been like the biggest challenge you've had? Michael, do you want to go first?
Okay. So, well, if I continue, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Michael.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, so I was saying the challenges I felt like more of mental challenges, right? Like more of mental challenges, and it was imposter syndrome. That feeling you get when like you don't feel like you're up to task, or right, and those things. I did feel it when I was starting out. That was a challenge for me, right? But I later began. I think there was really because it was very fast growth, and people keep on telling me every day that it was very fast, and even I am very surprised. It was very fast growth because in a space of 3 months, I became a full stack. Like I was coding every day, so I don't think I was any challenge.
Wow, you became full stack in 3 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I got coding every day.
At some point, we need to have drinks so that you can tell me how you did it, Michael.
I was coding every day, like every day at home. Yeah.
Like how many hours per day?
Like at least 6 to 10 hours a day. I was coding.
Wow.
Because I don't have anything I'm doing, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not such a fun person. Like I'm not someone that goes out. I'm very introverted in nature. So like I didn't have anything doing. But the coding was just really the fun thing for me, right? Because I was enjoying what I was doing, and it was as in it got harder, but then it was fun as well because it's time to test your ability as well, and then right to broaden your horizon. It was really cool. Seriously, I don't know how I did it, but I did it in 3 months. And then
I feel
Think about it.
Thanks.
feel you. All right, Abigail, can you go for the same question? What challenges have you faced?
Okay. Living in a community where we have no access to stable electricity and internet has been my biggest challenges. So just electricity and stable internet, those are the only challenges I encountered.
I understand.
It's a Nigerian thing.
So if you stay in an area where the internet is bad, and for it, or maybe electricity is bad and you need to work on a project, you can't ask the entire family to put on gen because you want to work. People would always do that at their own convenient time. That's correct, right?
No, my mom would always she understands this.
Oh, great. All right, so let's go to the next question. Biggest win so far. I mean, Michael, you shared with us all your learning curve and the exciting things, but what do you consider your biggest win so far, and why is that your biggest win? Michael, are you here?
Yeah, I am. Sorry. So, my biggest win, right? To begin with, it was landing this job. I recently have. So I currently work with this startup, Logitech startup, Topship, and I'm a software engineer there, right? Then before I got to Topship, I was like the only engineer at Keza Africa.
Wow.
So yeah, Keza Africa, you can check it out. It's a fintech that's going to enable you like purchase your phone, and then pay your payments. Like buy a phone, right? And you don't have to pay the whole full price. You can just pay 30% and split the remaining payment like a monthly installment. It's really cool. And then I was actually the only engineer there, so that means I built the whole thing at the time, right? I built the whole system.
Wow.
That was a big win for me as well. Like the whole front end and back end, the admin as well, but the admin part of it too. So yeah, that was also my win before I landed this job as well, Topship again. So these are my wins so far. Also joined ZPay. I don't know if you know about ZPay now.
Yes, of course. I know about ZPay.
Cool. So I was front engineer there before I left. Yeah, before I left for Topship. So I was there before actually, and then I met these guys, right? We're all like teenagers, right? None of us we're all teenagers and we're all building this stuff, and then plus Pleasant is the CEO, and like Pleasant is a great guy, and then he brought me into this thing, and then really literally built a fintech that could enable you purchase stuff with airtime, which is really crazy. I mean, made it happen, right? Before I had to go, I had to actually leave, right? But then just my wins so far. Really glad.
Oh, fantastic. Abigail, how about you?
Okay, my biggest win was getting into cybersecurity.
Okay.
So after the bootcamp, I did research, and since I don't know how to use the internet so well then, so I got limited resources. Wait, it was last year 2021. My sister introduced me to the Cyber Girls Cybersecurity Fellowship. She saw that I was interested in cybersecurity, but I didn't know how to go about learning. So I registered for it. I passed the interview and got into the program, and I graduated from the program last February this year. So far, I have gotten a lot of experience, met a lot of people in Nigeria and across to meet other people in the field. And also, another biggest win for me is I joined the Technovation Girls Challenge this year. Yeah. There I came up with this project, kind of like AI-powered wearable mobile app that will monitor and diagnose disease from an early stage here.
That's
so I
yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I was inspired to work on that because my aunt died of cancer during the pandemic. Yeah, she died of cancer. And it was over late, so that's why I worked on it. Though due to lack of resources, I only have the prototype and the wearable.
That's an interesting share, Abigail. That's an interesting share. Thanks for sharing with us. So Michael, I just wanted to ask this on the side. Just want to hear your thoughts, especially with your experience. A lot of people think that the younger generation, yours and people that are a bit older, really have like some sense of loyalty to any brand or company. And I can hear from your experience that you've worked with like 3 different startups. Is that exactly correct? What's the reason for changing from one point to the other?
Oh, okay. Good question, really. And yeah, that's very true. The Gen Zs are more loyal, and it was really tough leaving ZPay to begin with, right? So, when I started learning how to code, after 3 months, right, I've gone full stack, and then the next one after that 3rd month, I got my first gig, right? I'm not trying to give context to what I'm trying to explain. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
So I later joined ZPay. So people just went to ZPay, and then we started doing ZPay together. And I was actually loyal, and I was like, we're all together. And we were doing this stuff. I was with ZPay till even after I joined Kesa, I was still with ZPay until I got Topship. And Topship is like really big, like really big. And then I saw the job description. It was very demanding, right? Very demanding, meaning like they literally bought my time, right? So I had to like go full scale in, and I also knew that joining this would be a new field for me. One, new experience, new knowledge that I've not gotten before. Because I'm working with fintech companies so far, and I would like to join a logitech company, like get to understand the shipping space and how things work. So the question is, the question is how loyal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it really depends on the job description, like I said earlier. It depends, really. Depends on your career as well. But then my mentor just tell me that you shouldn't stay at least a year, right, in the particular company, not because of the loyalty. Yes, you should be loyal in the sense but you're also part of who you are today, but then also gain a lot of experience and knowledge, and that is always so you just prioritizing these things, right? So loyalty should always be there, because up to now I still ask about ZPay, how it's going. But then of course I still need to gain more knowledge. I still need to broaden my, as in I'm still very young in this tech thing. Yeah, even though I've made like big advances, I'm still very young, and like I still need to know a lot of things about the space, right? And so I will tell you that you should be loyal, yes, but if you have a chance to broaden your horizon, if you have a chance to get more new knowledge that you haven't gotten before, like and you can do it, and I'll tell you to go after it, really. Go after it, because this knowledge will help you one day in the future, really.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I'll say.
Yeah, fantastic answer, Michael. So my last set of questions will be, there are a lot of young people that are going to listen to this podcast, and they will be thinking, how can I get to be like these guys? So if you are to advise people who want to go into tech space like you, Abigail, what advice would you give them?
Okay, am I going first?
No, let Abigail go first.
Okay, for cybersecurity, you first of all need to have an interest. Yeah, because at some point you might get overwhelmed. You need to be interested in it. And also there are so many resources on the internet. The first platform I'll recommend you is to check the Try Hack Me platform. Yeah, it's for beginners, people who are just getting into the field. And also we have Hack the Box. You can check out
Sorry, call the name again.
Box to check Udemy. We have a lot of cybersecurity.
Okay.
Try Hack Me, Hack the Box.
Okay.
Udemy, so you have to purchase there. Coursera and YouTube. We have a lot of resources on YouTube. There are so many people for you to check out on YouTube. Yeah, there's some cybersecurity experts you can check out. We have Hackersploit. We have IPsec. We have so many others I can't really remember now, but just make use of the internet to research. Check out what might interest you. Do your research. Check for resources available. Also, you must have a laptop. Yeah, you must have a laptop because there are a lot of things you won't be able to learn unless you have a laptop.
Thank you, Abigail. Michael, you can go ahead. What would be your advice for people who want to newly get into this space, like you, young people?
All right. So, first of all, I heard a lot of people saying that coding is hard, right? It's hard and all. So, I'm going to tell you that yes, it is hard, right? It's very hard. So, it's not easy. But not to scare you, though. I'm not scaring you, though. The point is this. The point is actually that when it comes to tech, it requires consistency. And I believe to begin with, if you want to start, you need to be able to be very, very consistent because yes, you will come across a lot of challenges along the way. Like I bet you that, but then really you enjoy some problems as a person. You are annoyed by the problems you see around you, and you believe that there's a time to solve it, right? And you also like sometimes they don't like computers to begin with because I know people that like they don't even code, right? And then in tech, there's UI UX, right? These are other ways to solve these problems, right? To create the interface to solve the problem, which is really cool for me. So the point for me is that if you're a problem solver for me, one, two, if you are able to be very, very consistent, because you need to be consistent in the way, like it's just consistency that will actually take you there. Because like I said earlier, you come across a lot of challenges along the way. And so yeah, you need to be very consistent, you need to be very, very problem solving. So if you do this and you really enjoy coding as well, which is like very, very important as well. But not code necessarily, or any other passion, right? In the tech space, you enjoy doing these things. You enjoy designing stuff, you enjoy coding, whatever it may be, you enjoy it, you're concerned about it, you love the idea. I give you time, really. It's a matter of time, and you get there. Like, and that's the beauty of it, right? So that's what I'll tell you if you're starting out in tech.
Yeah, fantastic. Last question, Gavin.
All right. It's been an illustrious journey for you, Michael, Abigail so far. So what's the next big thing for you? What are you looking forward to in the next couple of months?
So far. So what's the next big
Michael.
couple of years? Michael.
All right. So next big thing for me, I still want to work with Topship because I still find that trying to solve, and it's very, very big. Like it's a very big problem, right? And I'm really glad to be part of the team, really. So for the next couple of months, I'll still be working with Topship. But then later on in the future, really, for me, I'd like to be a physicist in the future, right? And then study physics, right? It's crazy because because we still like know very little about the universe, right? Very funny. We still know very, very little about the universe, right? Even though we had like past people in physics like Newton, Einstein, we still know very, very little about the universe, right? And so the other thing I'd like to do after coding would be physics, and we will study physics. But yeah, this is like years to come actually. But now I like to like develop my stand in software engineering. I'm also currently in this platform, right, where you can build your problem solving skills, right? Just prepare for interviews. So I'm currently there and I'm learning how to like solve problems, right? You know, with all the big notation, those boring tech stuff, right? I'm currently there as we speak. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing for like the next couple of months.
Awesome. Abigail.
Hello.
Hi, Abigail. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Did you
get
the question?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. The next big thing for me is like develop my skills and develop my hacking skills here. Build hacking tools here. By July, I should start developing some hacking skills So I'm using this month to like improve my I'm using this month to improve my hacking skills. Then by July I'll start like building some hacking tools I can get. Then I'm also like I'm having difficulties trying to like merge college and cyber security. So but I think I'm going to like solve that here. So with that I'm going to like I'm preparing for my SAT exams and trying to learn cybersecurity at the same time. It's difficult, but with the grace of God, yeah, I'm going to like skill through. And yeah, also I plan to like complete my project. I applied for a grant, yeah, like the Vision Girls grant. So I'm hoping that I make it amongst the winners, so I can like get funding to like complete the AI project and also like get investors to like also invest in the project as well. So those are the things I'm working towards now, developing my skills and completing my project.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All the best.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, special thanks, Michael and Abigail, for giving us a portion of your time and sharing with us your exciting experience today. And the knowledge you've shared is amazing. I'm impressed by what you guys have done and how fast you've learned this thing. It's quite exciting to learn. Thanks for joining us on the call. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, Abigail. We appreciate you, Michael. So, guys, thank you for joining us on today's podcast. We've had exciting conversation with some teenagers that are doing exciting stuff. Dami, how do you feel about that?
I'm impressed. I'm just trying to cast my mind back to when I was 16 and 17. That story for another day, Sha. Yeah.
Okay, good. So guys, thank you for joining us today. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. You can follow us on TechNext. TechNext. You can follow us on all our social on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course on which other platform? LinkedIn,
TikTok too.
Anywhere you are, you can always get updates. We share some exciting videos on TikTok. You can see the things, some of them on our TikTok channels. And I'm at aphorisms_ on Instagram and Twitter and all social media platforms.
And I'm down 007.
Yeah, so we see you same time next week. Have a great weekend ahead.
Gracias.